welcome back. Game 2, the women's men's doubleheader NWAC game of the week from the campus of Clackamas Community College, Oregon City, the fantastic Pacific Northwest, nowhere we'd rather be. You don't need to be outside today. Just come in. You're going to have more rain anyway. It's Cougar country, as you can see. A great facility here. NWAC game of the week. Clackamas Community College Cougars versus the Lane Community College Titans. And this one right here, fantastic matchup. 7 versus 8 in the conference. And two fantastic squads. Mike Koreski with you today. And to my right here, he keeps it crunk. It's Gary Akiyama, the coach. So, Gary, talk to me about this matchup.
Well, this matchup, it's going to be a high-octane game as well. You got the number 3 leading scorer for the Titans, Usama Zaid, 24.5 points a game, steals 2.1. Then you got the lumberjack for the Clackamas Cougars, Vince Boumann, 21.67 points a game off the bench. So it's going to be a barn burner.
Oh, definitely. There's going to be a lot to talk about. Yeah, Vince Boumann off the bench. Usama Zaid, scoring machine for Lane, and 2 different styles of play. Lane gets up and down, shoots the 3. Clackamas, inside, outside, inside, puts you black and blue in the paint. So, going to be good stuff as we look at those starters. There is Zaid. Talk about Usama a little bit.
Well, Usama, you know, he's the glue to the team for the Titans. Not only leads the NWAC, his team in scoring, but in steals, he's number 4 with over 2 steals a game. Rebounds, almost 10 rebounds a game. That's number 3 in the NWAC. And even with his free throws, shoots 85%. All-around player. You're going to need to stop him to have any chance of winning this game.
And Jacob Bigler came out at the end there for Lane Community College. The rest of the starters, number 10, Chase Awada Bartolome from Hawaii, Gary's favorite place. Number 5, Davonte Clevelane, sophomore point guard, Highland, Palmdale, Washington, California. And we talked about number 1, Dusay Namazi from Layton Christian in Utah, and Usama Zaid, who we talked about. Looking here at the hometown Clackamas Cougars, there you go. Parker Gaddis, number 11, freshman, 6'3" from Beaverton. Raven Frazier, great ball handler, 5'8" freshman from Tacoma. Joey Baldwin, 3-point genius. He was off the bench last time. They moved him into the starting lineup this time from Oregon City. Ryan Gibson, number 24, 6'7" freshman, Gladstone, and 6'9", number 3, Daniel Thiessen. He's the one who, him and Gibson kind of start the rebounds and the inside stuff until it's lumberjack time for Vince Boumann. So it's going to be good stuff. We're really excited. Officials are getting ready here. And what can we expect?
Well, I think we can expect a pretty high-scoring game. Cougars average 92 a game, and Titans 95.
So we're going to come back here in a minute with the NWAC Game of the Week. And welcome back. Here we go. It's time for Game 2 of the women's men's doubleheader NWAC Game of the Week on NSN. And the red-jerseyed Clackamas Cougars start off with the ball, and they're working around trying to get that shot. The good shot, that is. And that was number 11, Parker Gaddis. Didn't quite work for him. Lane is in the black, the visitors. This is going to be fun because it's 2 contrasting styles, Gary. Yeah, the 2 contrasting styles, fast pace and then inside out, outside in. So, you know. Well, it's like their coaching staff said, they are probably the most physical team in the NWAC. Absolutely. The Clackamas coach. Yes, yeah. Yeah, it's going to be a very physical game, especially inside when we get some other players in there, and we'll save that for when they come in. Well, this will be interesting, Googs, because Clark College has beat Lane twice, and they only have one other conference loss, but then Clackamas beat Clark. So it's this really weird triangular deal going on.
Right, and stat-wise, we'll get into that. Their stats are pretty even all the way around. And so as the game develops, we'll get into that as well. Both of them from the field goal range are averaging both 50%.
And that's Frazier, number 12, Raven Frazier, Spanaway Lake, Tacoma, Washington. That was a nice dump off there from Thiessen. And foul on the play. So Parker Gaddis is going to get to go to the line for the Cougars. We'll see the pace, Gary. It's going to be a battle of the pace. That's what it's going to be, because Clackamas also plays an up-tempo game, but they take more time off the shot clock, whereas Lane's trying to create more possessions. So it might be the defense. Can they get Clackamas to get out of what they want to do?
Yeah, I think the termination of this game is going to be turnovers, who rebounds, and who makes their free throws.
Well, and speaking of made free throws, Gaddis canned the first two, so that might be good. A good start for the Cougars. And there is a foul on the play there. And looks like it's going to be a two-shot foul, and it is on number 24, Ryan Gibson from Gladstone, right here in the neighborhood. And going to the line for Lane, number 5, Davonte Clevelane, sophomore. Missed their first one. So the battle at the line, as you can see there, he just went right in there. And I'm kind of shocked, because against Clark, they were kicking those out for threes like from the get-go.
Yeah, they're trying to penetrate early, and so we'll see how that...
Well, kind of trying to beat them at their own game. And look at full court press.
Nice.
And see, there's the tempo we talked about. They're trying to force the tempo, which was what Lane did to the ladies.
Absolutely.
In the first game. They changed the tempo.
Yeah. You got to mix it up, and I think, Clackamas is trying to outplay the team in early strategy.
So D looks pretty good so far. They got the zone running. And quite a few feet back of that three line is Bigler for the three. Didn't quite work out for him.
Yeah, here's that press again.
Yeah, this is impressive, Gary, right out of the gate.
Right.
But, then again, Lane's deep.
Oh, yeah.
When we saw him before, they were going like 4 players off the bench in the first half.
Right.
And they break the press real nice. Frazier in the middle. And pulls it back out. Joey Baldwin, no three. But a nice rebound there by the double three.
And another foul.
Daniel Thiessen, and another foul.
Yeah.
This one on Davonte Clevelane once again. And look, right to the bench, just like we talked about. Very liberal with the substitutions are the Titans. So 50, John Adsit comes in for Chase Iwata Bartolome. I will get that. I'm determined. Nice sweet left right there up the inbound for Ryan Gibson. Real nice inbounds play, Gary.
Yeah.
Kind of ran a picket fence there, it looked like.
Right. The old picket fence play. You don't see that too much.
Do they really call it that?
Actually, they do.
Are you pulling my leg?
No.
You're not joshing me?
I'm not trying to appease you. That's what they call it.
Oh, I think they missed an over and back there, kind of there on Frazier, Gary. I don't know.
That's
close. Questionable.
That was close.
But Lane Uzama-Zaid got on the board. Big surprise. So now it's 4-3 in favor of the hometown Cougars. Nice three there. Nice three for Gaddis. Yeah, he gets a nice shot going, Gary. Gets a nice shot going. So let's see. Nice cut to the basket, but great
good defense.
Yeah,
Mr. Frazier was right there as well as.
You got it.
I think.
Good help right there too. Yeah, they cut number 5 off from the lane.
Yeah.
Great D. Great help.
Good. Yeah, Joey and Mr. Frazier doing a good job so far.
And they were out on Gaddis because they knew he wanted to pop that three. See, and they're way out on him.
Yeah,
They're not
way
letting
out.
him have a thing.
Yep.
And trying to find some daylight. Frazier's got it back. Shot clock's down to 9. Coach is like, get something going to the hoop, and they do. But he stepped out of bounds. Yeah, Daniel Thiessen almost had something collected, but stepped out of bounds. There's that inbounds play right there.
Right.
Gibson just stepped right up a couple of steps. And then there was the earlier three from Gaddis. So, yeah, a real nice start for Clackamas, but there's a foul right there. Uzama-Zaid is so fast. And you know, the coaching staff was saying they don't think they have anyone who can stop him. But then they said they don't think that Lane has anyone to stop number 15, the lumberjack, Vince Boumann.
Right. Yeah. Mr. Boumann, I'll tell you what, being off the bench, incredible stats. 21 points. Yeah, there goes Mr. Zaid, who has just as capable, averaging 24 points.
Well, I think he doesn't like you talking about Boumann. I think that's what's going on.
Yeah, he just...
And there's Gaddis.
Nice.
He's on fire. He's got a couple threes down.
Yep.
Real nice start for Parker.
Yeah.
And 10-5 in favor of Clackamas. So let's see what Lane's got.
Clackamas going to have to get out to a fast start, I believe, and so far they're showing that.
Yeah, they really are. And there's a good rebound by Boumann right away. He makes his presence felt. So here come the Cougars, and there's Frazier pushing.
Vince
Gets it
averaging
back for Baldwin.
10, 11 boards a game. Oh, boy.
Oh, good D by Bigler on that.
Yeah.
Well, see, it's interesting so far because Clackamas, Gary, it's kind of weird because they push the tempo like you see here to get the wide open shots and whatnot, but it's not the same that Lane does. Lane spreads the floor, spreads the corners, whereas Clackamas likes to drive to the basket and then find someone.
There's Vince.
And then the weapon.
Yep.
Because they bring him off the bench and he totally changes the game.
Right, absolutely.
It's like they play one style of ball, and then when he comes in, it's like, wait a minute, you gave me a change-up.
Right.
A big dude who can get in there and wreck us.
And I think that's what the coach there at Lane's trying to recognize to the players. Hey, listen, now with Vince in there, the big lumberjack, it's going to be a different ball game.
And there he is doing the cleanup on aisle 10.
Yeah.
And that's what Boumann does. Great foul shooting as well for the big guy for his size. So much skill involved in Vince Boumann.
Right, and he's not only leading in the team in scoring off the bench, he's number 8 in the NWAC. Rebounds, he's number 2 in the NWAC with almost 11. And then the field goal percentage, he's shooting 65%.
Lane College, they don't have to worry about this early 7-point deficit.
No.
You get a couple of threes going, and they get there, and it's on. Shelby Meter, it's time. What do you got for us?
Hey guys, so 12-5 in favor of Clackamas. I was just in their huddle, and they're just going to keep up the momentum. They're off to an amazing start already. So yeah, we'll see what these guys can do in this first half. Back to you guys.
Well, and Shelby was the harbinger right there because Joey Baldwin nails the three. So let's see. But yeah, he's been giving the ball up right now. And number 5, Davonte Clevelane traveled there. So Zaid, they're kind of locking him down a bit. Here's that kick out. Frazier found Baldwin for that three. Look how far back he was.
Yeah, Joey, if he gets hot, boy, as we saw him in the previous game, he's a streak shooter.
Well, and the thing is, he does it in a way, he's very good with a flair for the dramatic. When the shot clock's going down or something like that, he gets the crowd just like going.
Oh yeah, Mr. Excited. There he is, right inside the Vince. Nice block there, but that's a foul.
Well, and see, Zaid almost had that steal, but he came up short. And then the lumberjack, he just couldn't finish it up.
Yeah. So Vince at the free throw line, he's shooting 65%, which is pretty nice for a big guy.
Well, and the coaches were saying the last game he was like 1 for 7, so I think the percentage went down because when we saw him, it was like 9 for 10. It was money.
Yeah. Well, they were working on him in practice with that. And,
6'10" center.
Yep. So far, 2 for 2 right now.
There you go, 17-5 in favor of Clackamas. I'm waiting for Lane to get something on fire here because we watched him before. The rankings prove they're very formidable.
Right.
Very formidable. The crowd likes what they sees. The team likes what it sees. And Lane's going to have to go back to the drawing board, as the old saying goes.
Boy, that's 2 timeouts by Lane. And we just started this game. We're only 5 minutes into the game.
And how many do they get a half in this league?
That is a good question. They changed the rules on that. That's why I hesitated, because the rules changed on that as well.
You did more than hesitate. You gave me a flat-out puzzled look.
Yeah.
So, sorry, man. Sorry. I'm sorry. But right there, you can see Zaid got the ball, and he wanted to get on the board, but, Gibson's like, forget it. Nope. Block party. You're invited, Usama.
Yeah, and then the thing with Frazier there, you can get up and down the court pretty quickly.
Well, yeah, Frazier, he loves to set people up. And that's the thing. He would rather set people up than shoot.
Right.
Looking at the Clackamas student body there, we heard that the baseball team has their retreat or something this weekend, which is a major part of their fan base. So they were kind of bummed about that because they do the good-natured ribbing as we talked about. And it's time for Shelby. What do you got?
Hey guys, so I actually hopped on over to Lane's huddle, and as you can see, basically Clackamas's offensive is really strong, and so Lane really needs to focus on their defense at this point and getting those stops and stop, fouling the guys down here, so that way they can start closing that gap. Back to you guys.
Well, Shelby, I wish I could have saw you hop from one end of the court to the other. I've been trying to get Gary to dance his way like out of the court, out of the building when we leave. It just hasn't quite happened yet. So all you YouTubers, be ready for that if that ever happens to tape it. So back to the game. It's 19-5 in favor of Clackamas. Very nice possession right there by Lane.
Good ball movement.
Yeah, very nice. 22 Braden Matt. No, that was on the other squad. 22 Raekwon Mingledoff gets the hoop there for the Titans. So Frazier kicks over. Pass got a little wide, almost a pick. And
nice
that's
shot.
Number 11 for Clackamas, Parker Gaddis. Just bringing it right now.
They're getting good looks.
Yeah, Gaddis and Gibson, the G guys. They might be G's keys.
Could be.
Gaddis and Gibson.
The way they're going.
Yeah, for Gary. There it is. Gosh. So number 1 going to the hoop, not quite. Frazier comes down with the rebound, and boy, he's pushing.
Yeah, he's
pushing.
Yep. Oh.
And see, if you noticed, we still got Boumann in, we got Baldwin in, so we got the 2 leading scorers in the game now. So Clackamas is going to try to extend this lead out, Gary. They're not going to be giving up. And that's the option you get. See, there was the jumper by Gaddis. And that's the option you get, Gary, when you have such a valuable piece off the bench like they do with Boumann. And there's Davonte Zaid getting on the board. He's got to heat up. But the other thing, Gary, is they need stops and steals.
Yeah, well, I don't blame Clackamas for trying to get an early lead in this game. I mean, that's what they're going to have to do to contain that lead.
Yeah, well, and they've had a really nice bunch of looking shots. Even that one was a decent leaner right there, Gary. So the shot selection has been A+ for them so far. And there's Zaid going to work.
And the foul.
Hoop does not count. It was before the shot.
Yeah, Mr. Zaid is getting in the groove now.
Yeah, foul on Gibson right there. So if you could get Gibson fouled in the post, they could do a lot more with it. I think that's what they might try to do there.
Yeah, they're gonna. Yeah, that's a good strategy, man.
Yeah, nothing for Zaid.
Boy,
Boumann with the rebound. Oh,
could have been
away with the hat there. I think.
It looked like a foul.
Frazier dishes.
Nice. Good positioning.
Well, in Gibson, he did the one quick bounce to establish himself because I guess he had the man on his back well enough. Because normally you don't want to see that, but it worked out for him that time. Very nice finish. There's Boumann ripping it down, and he's running the floor. Frazier brings it up. Let's see if Boumann trails. If he looks, he sure did, but the ball was knocked away. So Lane picking it up, trying to make something happen. Great comeback, though, on Clackamas. 4 of the 5 were back right away. Yep. Boumann rips another one down. That's like 3 boards, 3 possessions.
Yeah, he's having a great game so far.
Yep, for the Lumberjack. Give him a plaid shirt, put him on the bounty. The bounty roll package. And there he goes. Kicks it over in the corner for a 3. Nice. Frazier, bring up the 3.
Yep, I like that. Put it into Boumann, kick back to the 3. I mean, you're going to have to stop Vince. You got to respect Vince, but if you leave somebody open.
Well, and the momentum continues for Clackamas right now. And we're going to take a break right now, and they're going to see if they can stop this momentum. 26-10 in favor of Clackamas. NSN Game of the Week. And welcome back at you here, the campus of Clackamas Community College, and it's time to talk to Shelby Meter.
So Clackamas is pulling ahead. They have a 16-point lead, and the Titans really still need to focus on their defense, just in their huddle again, trying to motivate these guys, trying to get them to work together as a team and make those stops. Back to you guys.
And that's the recipe they need if you're looking at a to-do list right there, Googs. Defense, make stops, make some baskets. And there's Bigler with a three-pointer, cuts the lead down to 26-13.
Yeah, now they need to have a couple stops though to be in the game here.
Well, and Clackamas has had some great ball movement and great D there because they covered Baldwin when the series of picks took the one guy down.
Mr. Lumberjack right there on cue.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Give him a plaid shirt, call him John Fogerty because he's down on the corner. So another 2 for Boumann right there, 28-13. And there's Bigler. Not quite. Oh, nice little rebound there by 22 for Lane. Raekwon Mingledoff, but no. Bigler back again.
Oh, you got to finish. Got to finish.
You do. You do. And they forced a jump, though, on Baldwin, but...
That looks like it'll be Lane's ball.
Yeah, that was 3 shots dead on target. Can't keep missing that stuff.
Well, especially when you're inside the paint. You're that close, you got to, follow.
So subs for them, for the Cougars, Noah Collier, 23, a freshman from Southern Oregon in. So Frazier's going down, so let's see what happens. Why don't you mark this? 15-point lead at 10:26 when Frazier goes out. Let's see if it works anything, because Frazier was doing a really good job directing the show. Driving
into it. Yeah, and giving them a rest, and I bet you he goes back in there in a couple of minutes. I'll say 7 minutes.
Yeah, I'm thinking so too. I'm thinking that's what you're going to see, but let's see what happens here. Some more bench players in.
Oh, Joey is.
There's Joey. What did you say when he gets going?
I almost got into it a little bit, but
he gives a stare down to Mitch Franz, number 2, and look at him. He's like, no, no.
And Mitch did the right thing. I'd back off too against the Lumberjack.
Well, yeah, he just turned around.
Just a little intimidation.
Yeah, Bowman's not real happy, but look, Baldwin's like, look at the deal. We're up by 31-13, and you got 2 free throws. Why don't you work at that? And that's the kind of stuff you need to do as you progress in your basketball career.
Vince, 5 of 5 from the charity line right now.
Mm-hmm. Well, like you said, the coaching staff's been adamantly working with him about it. He's been the product of a lot of good coaching. Like we said, great post moves. He must have had something good in high school or middle school as far as teaching some of those basic footwork principles.
Well,
he's just grown here.
He's good program. He was at McMinnville High, and the Grizzlies have a great program down there.
Nice. And there was a rebound there by 32, Dwight Dew, freshman from David Douglas. And right now, when you have a lead like this, you can use some more of your bench guys, get them some valuable minutes in a competitive setting, not just end of the game, garbage time, as some people call it.
Right.
You still you're going against top-line players, and it's really good to get the experience going.
Yeah, this will help them down the stretch. They got 6 more games, league games to go, and then playoffs. So this is very, very good for the bench players.
Yeah, coast to coast. Coast to coast for Raekwon Mingledoff.
Yeah.
And there's a steal. Here they come.
Yeah, bad
3-pointer
pass.
for Bigler. Booyah.
Yeah, you gotta.
And this time Clackamas needs the timeout.
Well, they're getting a little sloppy there.
Oh, yeah, this is the first time that they've used a timeout to 3 for Lane. So
right.
It's kind of nice that they're forcing the hand. And we're hitting the break right now. 32-18 Clackamas, NSN Game of the Week. And back at you out of the timeout. Here's Uzama Zaid bringing it up for Lane. And real nice crowd chant right now of defense fills the gym. Or maybe just the Clackamas bench, but it sounds like the whole crowd. The ball is loose. Boumann collects. He's leading the break. Here's some numbers.
Yeah, should have kept that.
Well, there was no spacing, Gary. There wasn't enough spacing.
Right. When you're running down like that, I know what he wants to do, but you just got to take it to the hoop.
Well, yeah, we know what he wanted to do. He wanted to be dealing some popcorn. That's what he wanted on that break, Gary. So subs back in for Clackamas. Parker Gaddis bringing it in for Baldwin. And once again, Frazier's still down, Gary, but the lead's staying the same.
Yeah, and it's not
valuable minutes.
Not 7 minutes yet.
Yep. Oh, there's a steal. There's a steal for Collier. No deal, though, but there is the cleanup.
Mr. Boumann.
That's right. When you run the floor, Gary, good things happen.
He runs real well for a big guy, let me tell you.
Yeah, exactly. That's another one of his skill set there that's pretty impressive. And as we're looking, nice cut.
Oh, nice.
Defense. Wow, Dwight Dew had a swipe there, but number 5 for Lane, Davonte Clevelane, finished it off. But boy, well, nice play by Dew there because it was a wonderful look. So Clackamas trying to slow it down. I think they're going to call Vince's number, perhaps. Let's see what happens.
Well,
but boy, they're really sagging that zone in.
Yeah, they're really sagging. That's going to leave.
There you go.
I'm going to say it's going to leave an outside shot.
And there's Mr. Dew. You can tell that freshman, they're really counting on big things for him next year.
Yeah, he's going to be a very strong competitor for this team.
I think he got a stinger on his shoulder, though. Let's see what happens on one of the picks. Oh, nice coast to coast. Braden Massey.
Nice finish.
Yeah, really good bench play right now for Clackamas. Dew, Massey, and of course the Lumberjack are all making their voices heard. And guess what? The lead is even more than it was last time.
Yeah.
The NWAC Game of the Week, proud sponsor, Red Lion Hotel Corporation. So the lead up to 21, Cougs. What do we got here? What's in the huddle for Lane?
Boy, what's in the huddle for Lane is they just got to get back in transition one, and they just got to plug that middle. Somehow they got to figure it out to not have the Lumberjack get that ball. And that's going to be a tall order. It really is.
Well, and Lane had their 6-game win streaks snapped by Clark, just like last week. And I don't know, maybe they just weren't expecting that because they came in here a little flat right now so far.
Well, Clark's, they're a great team. Coach Alex there, he knows what he's doing. Clark's actually ranked number 3rd in the NWAC. So Clark 9-1, 18-4 overall. Great crowd there from the students, and so Clark, actually on paper is a better team than Lane.
Yeah, I think so, and I think that's what they're texting right now, too, to their friends. Is Clark might be a better team than people think.
I don't think so.
LOL. So here we come back. Oh, hijinks, too many hijinks. And I think it's time for some Shelby Meter.
21-point lead right now in favor of the Cougars. I was just in their huddle, and man, they are so motivated. They're so excited, and they're definitely in it to win it. So we'll see what happens. The Titans definitely need to try to close that gap, and we'll see what they can do. Back to you guys.
Yes, energy is nice for Clackamas right now, but they kind of had a little breakdown coming out of the huddle. Let's see what comes back here.
Wow.
The way that Lane plays, it's so energy, and same with Clackamas. There's so many peaks and valleys and ups and downs that change with every 2 possessions.
Yeah, they're not. It's not anything consistent, like you say, Maverick. I mean, here it is penetrating inside, gets fouled. So they like to run and gun, but also you got to do it with control, and you got to do it with tenacity.
Well, and there's just those things. There's just certain plays that kind of turn the tide of a game, and both these teams seem to have like 8 of them a game. So there's a 3 there for number 1, Dusay Namazi. I'm gonna get it right. I tell you.
I know.
41-25.
First name last. Yeah, last name first. I don't know.
Book him, Dano. So yes. There's Boumann right there. The double team
someone's going to be open.
Yep. And he found the open man, but the 3 didn't happen. But Boumann comes up with the ball. And there we go. Good defense from Lane. They got out on the shooter.
Mr. Massey.
But yeah,
boy.
They let Massey get to the hoop once again. Good bench minutes once again, Gary. I think that's kind of been the turning point of this game is the bench for Clackamas.
Right. I think the bench has really stepped up to the plate. And
yeah, even moving Baldwin to the starting lineup, they're not missing that at all, the bench production.
Well, then you look who you have on the bench right now. You got Frazier, and you got and Joey's still on the bench.
Yeah, you got it. Well, the thing is, when you have a force like Boumann, he kind of settles the whole thing down because you know if someone's shot's not falling, you have the bread and butter you can go to any time.
Yeah.
And here comes Frazier. So
Gee, just like we orchestrated.
Do the math. How many were they up by when he left?
They were up by 15 points at 10:26.
And look at that. They gave him 5 minutes and they increased the lead by 3 points.
That's a good bench.
Yep. Coach is happy with that one.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Yep.
Which I would very love one of those right now. So Frazier's working. He's got a nice lead to work with there. There we go. Good move on the baseline. Kicks to Baldwin for a 3.
Oh, in and out. Oh, look, follow through. No,
that was a nice follow through too by Gibson.
Chance. Now a 4th chance.
Do I have 5?
No,
Do I have 5
chances? Holy
smokes. Do I have
smokes.
a 6?
Wow.
Sold for 6 chances.
Yeah, you cannot allow any team to have 6 chances.
Well, but on the bright side, they're going to have a lot of rebounds in the stats when you look at it at the half, right?
Right. But you think with 6 chances, though, you would convert.
Well, that would be the rumor. So one's trying to get up there, Namazi, and he's finding a hard time because he has Baldwin and Boumann, the B&B guys, surrounding him. So they got 2 G guys and they got 2 B guys.
Right. 30-second timeout here.
So yeah, a quick one. So I imagine we'll be keeping that one here.
Yeah.
So yeah, an 18-point lead under 5 minutes to go in the half. So basically, if you're Clackamas, as we take a look on this last one here, see, Namazi was trying to get it done, and those two were like, give me the ball, give me the ball.
Look at the tenacity there.
Yeah.
They're just all over them.
Well, and the good thing is, see, the thing I like about a lot of this league is the players, when it starts getting like that, they get a little, like, hot about it.
A little chippy.
But not to the point of a pushing or trying to escalate it. It kind of dissipates pretty quick.
Right.
And I think that's good because that should be part of the sport. You can be aggressive, but when you start, following aggressive moves on aggressive moves, that's when it gets messy.
Yeah, well, and I'll give credit because they never get good credit. Really, the referees have been doing a good job in this game so far.
Yeah, Robert Lamar, Tom O'Donnell, Tracy Howard. Yeah, they've really kept it. They've kept a lid on a lot of the hijinks.
Right. Yeah, they've contained this game where it hasn't gone out of hand. They've let them play, but they haven't let, like you say, the hijinks or the chippiness be a factor so far.
Or the tomfoolery. That's not in there either, Gary.
No, that's not.
So right now we're going to Shelby. What you got?
Well, I was in the Titans huddle. So right now, as you can see, Clackamas is really strong offensively. And so if the Titans want to win this, they're going to have to match that as well as do even better on the defense to try to block that and try to at least close that gap so that way they can start to take the lead. Back to you guys.
Definitely, Shelby. They need to close this thing before half if you're Lane College. Once again, it's that momentum.
Yeah.
A 6'10 first-round draft choice. Momentum. And that's what you got to have.
Oh,
Vince was going to work, but he took a bit too many steps.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if you're going into the half, but just the schools changed where Clackamas needed some momentum to get a couple of big shots and a couple stops to make a dent in that lead, so you feel better and something to build on coming in.
There's a
foul before the shot, though.
I believe so. Yeah.
So Davonte Clevelane was fouled there, but it's not in the shooting. 5 team fouls for the Cougars.
Okay. So
and as they inbound this here, let's see if they can get a good look out of it. So there's Usama Zaid.
About the 3-legged stool Maverick, so we need Zaid, and then I don't know who else you think, maybe Cleveland.
Cleveland, I imagine.
Nazami.
They need Namazi.
Namazi. Yeah, it's gonna need
need a couple guys.
Help.
Well, Mingeldoff was getting some action in there and very active.
Oh, nice no look pass, nice.
Hello, dunk you very much. Number 24, Ryan Gibson, right there for the Cougars.
Yeah, so once again, the big guy there, just kind of forced that shot.
Yeah, exactly. He brought it up a little bit, and he's like, I'm out of my element. Take the ball back. I'm going to go down to the paint where I like it. No such luck there. No such luck for Ryan Gibson. He wanted to build on what he had there. So there's Zaid.
Boy.
The ball is loose. Oh, that would have been a real nice turnover to get. Instead, Lane's able to get a good shot out of it. Bigler going to the glass. And here's Clackamas, Gary. They're stepping up the pace. They're keeping the real frenetic pace of this thing going.
Ooh, wow.
Wow, Massey, the freshman out of South Medford, is just having a
He has
game
been
right
doing
now.
a lot of stuff, quietly,
Yeah.
To really help this team.
Oh, yeah. Well, between him and then when they sat Frazier and brought in Collier, they had some good stuff. Shelby, speaking of good stuff, what's there? First, there's a replay of the dunk there, though, and that was Ryan Gibson. So as we go to the line here, it's number 5, Davonte Clevelane. And like we talked about, Gary, he's kind of like the second option for them that needs to get going.
Right, yeah. He's the second option. He's going to need to get some steals, averaging almost 3 steals a game.
Zadoff with the 3. Massey has it, but he let Baldwin a little too much.
Yep, a little too far. But
yeah, he got some good vertical on the rebound, though.
He did. He got some hops.
So at least it looked good.
For him.
Yeah, for him.
Yeah.
For some of the people in the stands are like, geez, how could the guy miss that pass? It looks so good. Wish that could have happened to me on the court back in the day. So Zaid running the offense there. Ball goes to 33. Nick Mack, freshman, seeing some time now for the Titans. Cleveland over to Zaid.
Boy, Zaid's kind of struggling right now.
Well, I was going to say, I think Ryan Gibson's kind of, his length is giving him problems because there's been a couple possessions where he's been matched with him.
Yeah, I think coach is going to give him a rest, and I bet he probably will not come in the rest of this half.
Yeah, I think you're right.
A half.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
They're going to see if they can get some sparks somewhere else.
Right.
Because once again, they're trying to find anything to build something on at the half. Once again, an over and back that was pretty questionable there.
Did they call that? I thought he got hacked. I thought he got hacked.
Oh, okay. So, yep. Going to the line there is Braden Massey. A wonderful half for him for the Cougars. And now coming into the game, Daniel Thiessen. He's had a nice rest, too, coming in for Boumann.
Right.
Who just kicked it. And we want to say hi to Charisse Toos, one of our crew members, one of our members of NSN. Thank you for making it today, Charisse. So good to see you. She's one of those behind-the-scenes people, Googs.
Yeah, well, if it wasn't for her, I'll tell you, a lot of this wouldn't have happened. So
yeah, she was
thank you, Charisse.
Yep, part of the foundation, Charisse. So good to see you. 50-29 in favor of Clackamas. 2 minutes to go in the half, and here comes Lane down the floor, Googs. Needing a couple of hoops and needing a couple of stops ASAP.
Right, yeah, you only got 2 minutes left to do those ASAPs.
Yeah, the high post offense does create a 3 for Mitch Franz.
So that cuts it to 18, which is... they're going to need a couple stops here now.
Well, still not your ideal, Gary, but you've got to, one thing at a time, one possession at a time, one stop at a time.
Absolutely.
So time is winding down here for Clackamas, but they want to still try to set up the offense and see what they get out of it. And the team is counting it down. And there's Massey going to town.
Ooh.
No. Thiessen was struggling for that rebound.
Yeah, and he was fouled on the way down.
Yeah, I think you're totally right.
Sure looks like it.
As you can see here, the lane 3 right there. Real nice high post offense.
Yep, very nice.
Gave it right there. And that's what they've been trying to run that the last couple trips down the floor. So something worked for them there, which was real good for them. And there you go. First free throw is good. And Lane making a substitution, John Atzit, 6'5", sophomore from Eugene, coming in. So like I said, Lane's going deep right now. They're giving a little bit of run to everybody to try to find some kind of combination that works.
Yeah, Clackamas always have big players. Daniel Thiessen there at 6'9", with the lumberjack out at 6'10". You don't miss much height-wise.
Head coach is Bruce Chavka, assistant coach Tyler Hollingsworth, trainer Scott Garner for the Titans. Leads up to 20, so let's see what Lane can do here. Once again, the high post look. Ever since Zaid went out, Gary, they've gone to the high post offense.
Right, yeah. They're going to the high post, try to open up underneath.
And create something on the wings.
Yeah, absolutely.
And let's see what they got.
Yeah, somebody's holding somebody.
They called it on Lane, Mitch Franz. I usually don't see it when you're the front guy on a rebounding situation getting the call, but the referee was saying that he held him on his leg, the guy behind him. So.
Right. So that will put, boy, he's having,
Yeah, Braden Massey.
Yeah, Braden Massey.
Well, look at the play
Let's
again.
look.
See there?
Yeah,
he kind of grabbed the shorts.
Yeah.
That was interesting.
Yeah, well, you got to hold something.
On me?
Yeah, don't you love that look?
Massey converts the first.
Massey, man, he's definitely double digits now for scoring. I mean,
Yeah,
he's
I think
having
he's
a
pretty
great,
close.
great half.
And second. And he's wearing low tops. Maybe that's what the magic is.
Could be.
Those low top red sneakers. Massey almost had his hand on it. He was very disruptive, though.
He is playing well.
And Franz going to the rack. He is stripped by Frazier. Frazier's got a 3-on-1. And he dishes out to Massey. And there's a travel.
Yeah, got a little excited there. Was going to hit that three and just a little excited.
Oh, yeah. He's like, my stats are coming. I'm filling up the stat sheet today, baby. So Frazier, I think he got a little too far under the hoop for where he was off the spin move. So 43 seconds to go. Lane's trying to get something done here. Three-pointer for Franz. No. Massey with the rebound. Over to Frazier. Frazier pushing. Oh, he was dealing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Namazi was sitting back. He knew what was up. Going to sit down low. There's a hoop.
Nice basket.
Yeah, very nice reverse on that one. And they're bringing back the press back a little bit. That's nice. They're trying to get something happening.
Yep.
So 12 seconds. Coach over there. Coach Wagner telling him to hurry up. And here we go. Let's see if Frazier can pop it.
Oh, nice
He's
move.
going to keep it.
Oh.
No. So, wow, we're coming into half, Gary, and Clackamas started like a house of fire, and they're still burning.
Yeah.
What's been the key to the success?
Well, I think the key to the success is Clackamas has been on fire, just high pace. They started quickly. Their running game, their offensive sets were running well, but they were just going up and down the court, just getting it up and down. And then far as the players, Jack contributing there, getting the boards and making his points. But I'm really impressed with the way Coach has substituted, especially when you had Joey Baldwin and Mr. Frazier on the bench. And the bench really stepped up to the plate.
Oh, yeah, they sure did. Mr. Massey, and there's been a couple that have been really nice. So right now, she's got the coach. Hey, Shelby, let's talk.
All right, guys, so I have the coach for Clackamas, and you are going into the second half now with a 20-point lead. You guys are really motivated today. How do you think today's going so far? I mean, you guys are winning, obviously.
I kind of like the score personally. I think we've done I thought we did a good job defensively. We were solid. We turned it over a bit too much. Yeah, a lot too much actually. But other than that, I think we're playing well. Our energy's good. We know the value of the game. It's a big game for both teams. So glad our kids came out ready to play, energized, and they're playing hard.
Definitely. Well, I'm excited to see how the second half goes for you guys. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Shelby. And Gary, Coach Wagner, what a fantastic interview. Great guy.
Right.
He had a little talk with us before the game earlier.
Right.
Real personable fella.
Yeah. He enjoys the game. He just enjoys life.
Exactly. He really enjoys teaching and developing these young men. And one that he is developing, Braden Massey.
Braden Massey, I mean, it's Vince Boumann with 13, and then Parker Gaddis with 10. And then with the Titans, they've got some work to do. Zaid with 9 and Bigler with 8. So nobody in double digits.
And that's about it. So we're going to go to halftime. We're going to come back with the second half, and we'll see what develops right here, the NWAC Game of the Week on NSN. Northwest Sports Network would like to thank the following NWAC executives for their time, effort, and energy in helping us to bring you today's broadcast.
Executive Director, Marco Azurdia.
Director of Operations, Garrett Studer.
Sports Information Director, Tracy Swisher, and the rest of the NWAC staff, who without their hard work and dedication, this broadcast would not be possible.
Follow more of the NWAC Game of the Week on Facebook under NSN, Northwest Sports Network.
I remember the moment.
I'll never forget that moment.
That moment?
It was a moment that changed my life. I'd been training with my team for months, and now we had been called up for the first time. The real deal. Wildfires were getting dangerously close to homes. At that moment, I got my first taste of just how important the Guard is to my community.
See how the Guard can be an important part of your life at NationalGuard.com.
Character, competition, community. That's what the NWAC stands for, the Northwest Athletic Conference. And what we're doing on NWAC Talk today is talking with former NWAC players, and they moved on to the next level to see how that has helped them. With me is Miranda Schmeling. You played at Peninsula Community College last year, champions. And tell me about that experience, Miranda. How has the NWAC helped you in competing for the next level?
The NWAC just has a huge amount of talent. There's so many talented girls, and that's definitely helped me become prepared for this, just the competition. And just the different coaches and players you get to meet are just great people and have helped me move on.
And what does it mean to play for a championship team? Did you know from the beginning of practice last year that, hey, this team's something special? What were some of the indicators that made it, wow, maybe we can win this?
Yeah, in our first preseason tournament, we were playing the defending champs, and we had gotten killed by them, Columbia Basin, my freshman year, and they're our first game my sophomore preseason year. And I remember in warm-ups telling one of our freshmen, like, I feel great about this team. Like, I feel like we're gonna win it this year. And that was from just the first game. Yeah, our team just had this mindset, like, we can win it this year. We're talented, like, we have the drive, the competitiveness, and the coaching staff to do it. Yeah.
And speaking of the coaching staff, Allison Crum, great coach there at Peninsula. Of course, you got Coach of the Year. How has Coach Crum helped you in your game?
She's just an amazing person on and off the court. She definitely preaches what translates, or what we learn on the court translates off, and she's just a stickler for the little things and just working hard every single day and being a championship player and a championship team every day in practice, not just in games.
Well, here you are now in the Cascade Conference, probably one of the toughest conferences in the nation, playing for Multnomah University. And Multnomah University, a brand new team in the conference this year. And how was it that you chose Multnomah University? Because I'm sure you had other offers.
It was the coaching staff. I just really enjoyed meeting them and how they valued me not only as a player but as a person as well. And I also came to visit and met some former players and current players, and yeah, I just fell in love with the program here.
Great. You're here at Multnomah University now. What are some of your goals as an athlete? And also you're here, hopefully, academically as well. And how is that going to further your career?
So athletically, I'm just super excited to be a part of a team that's in its building stages still, to be a part of that growth. And academically, I'm a business major, so I'm just looking for a lot of guidance, and hopefully that this school is going to open a lot of opportunities for me.
Okay, great. So on the court, off the court, what would you say success means to you?
Success on and off the court. I'd say on the court, it's not always about winning. It's kind of just meshing and growing as a team, and then I think winning comes along with that. When you grow together and just work hard together, you usually end up win games. Off the court, I think also it just has a lot to do with growing as a person and being able to just experience new things, and yeah, just finding happiness.
Great. Would you say winning means everything?
No, definitely not. I mean, winning is great and it's fun. Everyone wants to win, but yeah, I've won and I've lost, and it's not everything. It's fun, but not everything.
So how would you define that, Miranda? You know, winning's not everything, but you always play to win. No one wants to lose.
Yeah.
So how would you put that in perspective when you do win and when you lose?
To put it in perspective, I would just say that everything's a learning experience, and when we're not winning, we take those times and like, what can we learn from this? How can we grow? But I mean, winning at the same time is just an awesome feeling, but there are still things that everyone needs to work on.
You know, with the NWAC, their themes are character, competition, community. I think we've talked about your character, competition. What is it like being in a small community like Peninsula, coming from Honolulu, Hawaii?
Yeah, it was a tough transition, just being kind of cut off from cities and yeah, anything really. It's a tiny town, but the community that we had there was just amazing. They're so supportive, and we could just go to a Walmart and people would be like, hey, great game last night, and you had no idea who they were. And they're just like, yeah, everyone is just so supportive, and that makes it a lot easier to transition.
Great. Hey, let's talk about a little bit, some fun things here. Tell me, who's your favorite athlete?
Derrick Rose.
And why Derrick Rose?
He's just an amazing ball player, like high IQ, super athletic, plays for my favorite team, Bulls.
Okay, okay, great.
But also I think he's a great role model. Just he's faced a lot of adversity and injuries, and no matter what people have to say about him, he's plays his game, works as hard as he knows he can. And
great.
Yeah.
Everybody has a hero in life, whether it's fiction or nonfiction, dead or alive. Who would you say your hero would be, and why?
My hero? My grandma. She's just an extraordinary person. She's helped me set a lot of goals for myself and where I want to be. A lot of them are to kind of be like her in the way that she's lived her life and achieve things no matter what she's been through.
Great.
Yeah.
All right, Miranda, you're once a Pirate, Peninsula Pirate, now you're a Multnomah University Lion, and good luck to you.
Thank you.
I remember the moment clearly.
I'll never forget that moment.
As long as I live.
I realized at that moment, when we first saw the damage, these people really needed us. And I was going to make a difference, right here in my community. Together with local responders, we cleared trees and collapsed walls. We had to get to the family trapped beneath. As a citizen soldier, I made a difference.
Be there for your community at NationalGuard.com.
And welcome back, Clackamas Community College, and there it was. There was a bit of pastry on that right there, and that was pretty sweet from number 24, Ryan Gibson. It helped the Clackamas Community College Cougars get to a 20-point lead from the first half, 54-34. Mike Koreski with you this evening. And to my right, he is the captain to my Tennille, and that is Coach Googs, Gary Akiyama. So, Gary, break it down. You're looking at the stats. Hit me with some of your mojo.
Well, some of the mojo is field goals. I mean, Lane, they got to convert. They're only 14 of 39 for 35%, where Clackamas is almost hitting 50%. 3-point land, they're only 5 of 13, where Clackamas is 7 of 13. So really, it's in the shooting. They're getting about the same ops, but of course, one team's converting more than the other. And there's really, that's where it's at, the 20 points differential.
Well, and they're coming back to, it just comes back to that simple thing, make more shots. Make your shots, right?
Right, yeah, just you gotta follow and gotta follow through.
So Lane starting it out, and that's number 5, Davonte Clevelane, getting a nice start off for the second half for him. And once again, let's see what comes out after half. Let's see what Lane does. And look, Clackamas is starting Vince Boumann.
Wow, okay. They, probably getting the momentum going. Maybe they want to put the game away early, or think they can.
Want to salt it away.
Yeah.
But there's a turnover, so that salt was bitter.
Yeah.
And there's Namazi for a 3. Oh, they could have used that one, but Boumann with the rebound, and here they come.
Yeah, Clackamas is still going to have to, not be as quickly or a high-paced ball, but they need to really, just run their sets and offense. And I notice they're slowing it down now and just taking their time.
And so on the floor, 15, Vince Boumann, 24, Ryan Gibson, number 12, Raven Frazier, and there was number 30, Joey Baldwin, and number 11, Parker Gaddis, round out the starters. A three-pointer for Bigler, not quite. And here comes Frazier back. There's
nice.
Vince Boumann.
Oh, boom, slam. Woo.
The lumberjack is chopping it down.
All peanut butter and jam. Man, that was great.
It's not lunchtime. 56-36 in favor of the Cougars. On the floor for the Titans, number 0, Usama Zaid with the ball. 1, Dusay Namazi. Number 5, Davonte Clevelane. 15, Jacob Bigler.
Yeah.
And number 10, Chase Awada Bartolome.
Boom, there goes the jam again. Nice one by Vince Boumann.
Yep, Boumann making his voice heard. And Davonte Clevelane, a wonderful leaner, because Boumann wanted that charge. He was gonna try to get a charge there. Nice body control by Davonte. Closes the lead to 18, so they've traded a couple of hoops so far in this third quarter. And like you were saying, Gary, it's like Clackamas has came out with a different, putting Boumann in, it's a different idea of what they want to accomplish in the second half. Is it more of a slow the pace, pad the lead, or what?
I think it's a little bit of both, Maverick. I'm thinking you got Boumann in there. They want to, of course, increase the lead and establish that, and then maybe get this game going and out of reach. But also, you can slow the pace when you have a big guy in there.
Definitely. So Zaid at the line hits the first. Braden Massey, that dude who was huge off the bench in the first half, comes in for Raven Frazier.
Yeah,
so that'll be interesting to see what happens now at the point.
11 points for Braden in that first half. I mean, for a bench player, that was incredible.
Yeah, a couple of boards, and yeah, just great production. And Coach Wegner for Clackamas, he does such a nice job, because they're just an animal you can't define, this team.
Right.
Because they can give you some threes, but they have a lot of productive bench players. They bring Boumann off the bench, but decide to start him.
Yeah.
They bring Baldwin off the bench one game, decide to start him another. So it's just, as you can see, he's just quite the magician. And him and Coach Hollinsworth there, they just put together a really nice squad.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's the key for them, is to just keep the opposition thinking.
And Bigler there with the leaner. And Wegner likes having us here, because they won on his birthday
Right.
when we were here. So
right.
He likes it today too.
Yeah.
And they're working the ball around there. And Gaddis loses it out of bounds, but he gets to keep it. So yeah, I think they're kind of taking the wind out of Lane's sails, because if they were planning on not having Boumann in the lineup there for a few minutes and trying to make some hay without it, you know, it's like, nope, squashed it.
Oh,
but here we go. Popcorn!
Wow.
Steal, Davonte Clevelane, and you knew he was coming up for that.
Yep. 30-second timeout here by Coach Wagner.
That's right. They got to go to the concessions because Cleveland was dealing the popcorn right there. So the lead is closed, 56-43. And there's that replay right again. Look at that. He had the separation there, and then just the hammer.
That's a highlight, boy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, get out your hammer pants, Gary, because he brought it. Can't touch that.
Well, I think what Coach Wagner is going to say, you know, he's going to get this team going again. He said, you guys are getting a little complacent. We had a big lead, and now the lead's cut down to 13. So, you know, and the Lane's coach is probably going, you know, hey, we're getting the groove back in. Just keep going at them. If they're going to be lazy like that, then let's just take it to them.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and that's the thing. See, he's like, now we've got a few things to work on.
Right.
But see, now I wouldn't be surprised if Coach Wagner pulls Boumann in another minute or two and goes to another different look.
Yeah. Well, and then, you know, Vince, and let's see if he gets kind of cold or doesn't play good D, he'll probably will pull him out because, believe it or not, he does better when he comes in as a reserve.
Oh, yeah. The productivity he gets for the minutes he plays is just astounding. It's astounding. And right now, we're going to go to Shelby Meter. What you got for us?
Well, I was just in the Titans huddle, and they're getting motivated. They're coming up on their points. They're closing the gap, and as well as, I mean, do you see that dunk that just happened? These guys are very energetic, and I don't know. We'll see what can happen. They may catch up, and they even may win this game. Back to you guys.
Well, I like the positivity there, Shelby. I do like that. However, Clackamas Parker Gaddis answered back with a 3. But yeah, and see, like we talked about, there's momentum every like 2 possessions with these 2 squads. I tell you, because they just can't, you know, neither squad, it's like they made a run to get it from 18 to 13, but now it's back to 16. I mean, there's just, they can't seem to get enough of it together to get it into single digits.
Yeah, and it's not going to happen instantly, but the shot there by Parker, nice, nothing but net. But what Lane's going to have to try to accomplish is, you know, chip away at it and get this down to single digits within the next 10 minutes.
Well, Gaddis has 13 points now, and there is
Joey.
Yeah, Joey Baldwin, the man with the hair, another bucket. And that wasn't even a 3-pointer that time. It fell on the play. Lane brings it right back. So they're getting that, they're trying to get that pace back.
Right.
You know, where they are they're controlling the pace. That's what they're trying to get to now.
And believe it or not, the way to get back into this game is you got to go inside. And I know that sounds oxymoron when you got a big lumberjack in there like Vince Boumann, but you got to go inside and then if nothing's there, bring it back out. But fouls are going to happen inside. They're not going to happen on the outside.
Yeah, Cleveland hits the first. Here's the second. He's kind of stepped up right now to be that spark plug, kind of waiting for Zaid. We just keep waiting for Osama Zaid to get busy.
Well, he's going to have to get busy pretty.
Chances anybody to win the tourney.
Oh, absolutely.
Anybody. Yeah, they're really starting to peak at the right time is what it looks like to me.
Right. Yeah, 6 more games to go in conference and then the playoffs.
Well, and now they've got Braden Massey playing a major role in the team, too, off the bench. And they're able to go to a couple guys. You know, like we said, they had a real nice run with Noah Collier at the point that extended the lead while Frazier was out. And you're seeing the same thing. They're sitting Frazier right now. I think Massey's maybe, handled the ball a little better, and they're still fine.
Yeah, oh, yeah. They haven't missed a beat.
And there he is.
You know, you got Ryan Frazier sitting on the bench. You got Massey out there. You got, Parker Gaddis out there. You got Joey. I mean, where's the weakness there? There isn't too much.
NWAC Game of the Week brought to you by Red Lion Hotels Corporation. Always like to thank our sponsors. Without them, there's no us. And without a lot of people, there's no us. So we love you all. So, yes, Clackamas inbounds it there. And the thing about Boumann, he just, what do you do with him? It's so hard to get him off the block, Gary. And once he's got it there, the footwork is so solid.
Yeah,
See, and there's the only thing you can do is rotate guys on him, but it creates other shots.
Absolutely.
For the teammates. But there's Zaid forcing the action. Nice.
Yeah.
And that's what we're waiting for.
Yeah, that's the Zaid we know.
He scores in bunches, Gary. He scores in bunches. So there's Lane trying to up the tempo again, but Clackamas breaks the press. But let's see what kind of shot they get. See, they lose the ball because they're hurrying up. And that's
Good
exactly
defensive
what Lane
move there.
wants.
Yeah.
You
That's
got
what
it.
Lane. They're falling right into Lane's trap right now.
Yeah, it might be about time to get Frazier back in on the ball handling. We'll see what happens. There's the Zaid. Not quite, but a very nice look. And Davonte Clevelane collects. The ball is loose, but he collects it. Oh,
Boy.
almost.
Got to finish.
Namazi gets it back. And this is what Lane does.
Third chance.
Yep, this is what they do. They're very athletic, and they can get to the loose balls. Zaid carried before he made his move.
Right.
Yeah.
Good call by the ref.
Yeah, very good. Very good. See. So there we go. Opens the lead up to 20, 66-46. Namazi kicks over to Davonte Clevelane. Answers back. Nice second half for him. Very impressed with him this game, the 6'1" point guard from Palmdale, California. And Baldwin again.
Boy, right now, what Lane's defense is showing, I dare you to shoot that three, and I wouldn't do that against Joey Baldwin.
Well, I think he's wearing the wrong uniform because the Globetrotters are going to be in
just
Portland
stole
pretty
that
soon.
ball.
Yeah, there he goes. Heat check.
Oh,
Almost, but Frazier pulls it down. Baldwin streak it in there again. Yeah, he wants it back. He's like, give me another shot.
Yeah, he would have made that.
Let's see if they go to the lumberjack. And there it comes. Yeah.
Yep. Big. Yeah, no choice but to foul.
Oh, yeah. Exactly. But here's that last three there.
Yep.
Oh, look at that.
Wide
thing. 3
open.
feet
Wide
back.
open.
Are you kidding me?
That's almost from 4-point land.
Are you kidding me? So Bowman going to the line there. And now it looks like Lane's making a couple of subs, like we talked about. They substitute liberally because they need to with the pace they play. So Mitch Franz coming in number 2. Number 20, Ahmad Jones comes in. Namazi's out. Also 15, Jacob Bigler. So basically Cleveland and Zaid are like 2 of the 3. So if one more person can get something going on the offense, they'd be a little more formidable. But now it's like, what do you stop on defense? Because Bowman is just wrecking them.
He's just a wrecking crew out there right now.
Yeah, he came in like a wrecking ball. And there we go. Sama Zaid, reverse it. And here's the press.
Here's the press, yep.
Yeah, I like it because they've had a bit of success, Gary, when they speed up the tempo.
No. Oh, nice tip in. Wow.
Nice weight, but he missed the first shot, but he had the presence of mind for the tip.
He's just, wow.
Even when he makes a mistake, he ends up making another positive play out of it. So there's Baldwin. He's picking his way. He might just shoot it now. No, he gives it up to Frazier.
You'd think that.
I keep thinking sweet Georgia Brown's going to be playing like any second when he gets the ball out there.
Next time he shoots, Maverick, watch his arc on his three. It's incredibly.
Well, yeah, and I'm waiting for a bucket of water to throw at somebody, too. So here we go. They missed the shot there, Clackamas did. There's Zaid for the 3. Oh, not quite. The tip drill, though, works for Lane. And now they're working it back. They want to get a 3. They want to get a 3. And they're picking around. And Mitch Franz, not quite. But, you know, they passed around that perimeter. That's what they do.
Right.
That's their jam right there. So 72-50. And let's see what Clackamas does. Are they going to look for Bowman again? Or is it going to be Baldwin? Which B will it be? So there he goes. Flips it over to Frazier.
Thought about it.
He did think about it. Oh, nice post
Nice inside move.
Yeah, that was a nice post move there for Brian Gibson.
You go to the basket, you go underneath like he did, you're going to get fouled.
Mm-hmm.
You will get that call.
Well, it's like we said during the first game, if you go to the basket, good things happen. And here's Vince Boumann, a little highlight package. He misses the first, but has the presence of mind for the second.
Yep. Great effort. Great player.
Yep, put a plaid shirt on and give him an axe. So he converts the first, Gibson does. Clackamas going to their bench, bringing Nick Mack in for some, actually they're bringing in Daniel Thiessen in for some run.
Yep, give him
and Zaid going to the bench, and Nick Mack's coming in for them. So the battle of the 33s down there on the block. I'm going to be excited if that happens. Because I do like it when the numbers.
Yes, I know you
numbers.
do. Yes, you like that synchronization.
Yeah, like that.
Right.
So here we go. Frazier with the pick. Let's see what happens.
He could go.
He's
He could go. Whoa.
Oh.
No, got to control it.
Well, good hands on the play there for Lane, for Raekwon Mingledoff there. Didn't let him have a clean look. So Clackamas going to that bench now. Shane Rixey, 6'7" sophomore from Hillsboro coming in. And see, that's what Coach Wagner's doing. In a program like this where you have a 2-year college, Gary, you got to find ways to get those freshmen in.
Oh, yeah, they need
you're
playing
going to rely on them hard the next year.
Yep, got to get playing time, got to get experience.
Yeah, so you really have to find the spot. And there's Mingledoff with the steal and the deal.
Yeah, that was too easy.
Well, so Frazier brings it back up. And what do you think now that we have Vince out of the game? What do you think Clackamas is going to go to?
Well, I think Clackamas is going to go more outside in now. You know, the double posts there, almost like what we call horns, and that will free up. Everyone's going to collapse to the horns or the 2 posts and bring out the outside game.
Well, and I think as you watched here, here's that steal by Mingledoff there. And real nice separation from his man, for starters. And then he saw the guy coming at an angle and was able to control it. Massey coming into the game for Clackamas, coming in for Gaddis.
Okay, so his foot must be okay or whatever it was.
Yeah, I think so. Well, and right now, Lane's liking that Bowman's out because then they don't have to double on the post.
Right.
They're going to dare them to go one-on-one because they probably have enough guys they could throw to probably stop some of that. But Baldwin, see, they're cutting him off from what he likes.
Yeah, cutting off the outside game.
They know that he likes to go to his left on that.
Nice shot.
Jumper. Daniel Thiessen, the 6'9" freshman.
Well, that's the thing. They're concentrating so much on the outside shooters, they're forgetting about the post players.
Well, and Coach Wegman's getting some real good playing time for his post guys, besides Bowman. They're all really starting to contribute in there.
Oh, nice. Little foul there, but
and
that's
that was a great foul.
Yeah,
there was
that's a good foul.
Coverage there. But looking at the hoop there, and they, Massey found him right there inside the key for a high percentage shot.
Yeah. So this Clackamas team, you got to respect everybody. I mean, really.
Ahmad Jones going to the line, 6-foot freshman from Fresno. Yeah, noticing you look up and down on Clackamas's roster there, Gary, is they've got a couple from Portland, they've got Hillsboro, Oregon City, Medford, Madras. They really cover the state.
Yeah, they really recruit well when it comes to local players.
Whereas Lane, they've got some Oregon guys, but they've got Alaska, Utah, Hawaii, a couple of Utah. So it's very interesting how schools have a strategy.
Yeah, there's always a strategy. I mean, a lot of schools like to go to Hawaii. I'm surprised nobody from Hawaii is on the roster. Well, there's one. I take that back. There's one on Lane.
Yeah. Yep, there's one there on Lane.
Because Hawaii's, well known for good players as well.
So when the staff you're on goes to recruit, right?
Right.
What's your checklist? What are you looking for? Is it like position need, or do you do like the best available player? How do you break it down before you go make the move?
Well, for us at Multnomah University, since we're a new program, we need the bigs. We need the post players, but also we also look for the integrity of the person. If they're a knucklehead, I don't care how good the athlete you are, you're not going to play for us. So you got to look at, are they a good player? Would they fit on the team? But it's a need base. I mean, we got guards coming out dime a dozen. So actually, what we're looking for are the post players 6 foot and up.
So knuckleheads need not apply.
Exactly.
Is the thing. So then after that, you target a few people, and then that's where you try to funnel down the process.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
So there was Baldwin from out in the parking lot. That one didn't quite work. But here comes Lade Namazi. He had a huge game here, against Clark a couple weeks ago when we were doing our game of the week.
He had a very good game.
Yeah, he was really big for him then. He hasn't been heard of as much tonight, so we'll see if he can get on a roll. Oh, spin cycle there. Spin cycle for Ahmad Jones. They're kind of giving Clackamas a bit of their own medicine by going to the hole. Massey's down there a little bit, but the team picks him up. And let's see if he's favoring. He's favoring something.
Yeah,
again.
he's still kind of favoring something there, isn't he?
Yeah, he might have had a bad ankle twist the first run, and then something hit here. Let's see if you can see where it goes bad for him. It was on when he fell down. Something,
right.
His ankle kind of twisted out.
Yep.
Yeah.
One of those, sprain twists.
Hashtag no bueno.
Yeah, bottom line, right.
So second free throw, the first one there, is good. And Zaid coming back in for Lane, in for Mingledorf. And then we have, for Clackamas, Gaddis coming back in the game for Baldwin. Yeah, leaving Massey out there. I guess they're going to be like, play through it, dude. See what happens.
A little trap there, but Frazier's so quick he breaks that trap with no problem.
Well, and I think when it comes to a trap situation, you have to have Frazier. I think he's your best ball handler.
Absolutely.
Full length. And there's Namazi. Quick hands.
Yeah.
I think that's why he's so big for them. He's one of the leaders in steals in the conference. We see it there, right? See Namazi?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's number 9 in the NWAC.
Yeah, then you got a couple of other.
Wow, yeah, the Titan team steals Davonte Clevalane's number 1 actually at 2.33 average.
Nice take by Ahmad Jones. So it puts it back to 20. We got 8 minutes left, Gary, and here's the press.
Yeah, these are crucial 8 minutes now.
Well, the thing is they have to take it possession by possession. And they need to kind of get this thing down to 10, say, with like 5 minutes to go. So we'll see.
Yeah, that's going to be a pretty tall order the way Clackamas is playing.
I just kind of said, matter of fact, this is what you need to do.
But you're right. They are going to have it down to at least 10.
Massey, nice dump off.
Nice reverse.
Nice dump off to Gaddis. What I've really seen a difference in these guys in just the 2 weeks since we were here for the last game of the week is that they're getting a lot more help from other players. Baldwin and the Lumberjack Boumann, they don't have to be involved in every hoop and every possession. You see some of their other guys, Massey, Gaddis, the other G guy, Gibson.
Right.
You see them all contributing, passing to each other, being part of the play.
And that's what a coach would love to see. Not just depending on 1 or 2 players, but have a whole team effort. And if somebody gets in foul trouble, somebody else can step to the plate. I mean, that's a coach's dream. If you can have even distribution and scoring. Of course, you still want your leading scorers and so forth, but if you get everybody involved, that's a great way. That shows you're peaking at the right time.
Yeah, Wegner and his assistant Brian Stam do a really nice job this year, it seems, of developing the roster.
Absolutely.
Because we talked about Bowman's skill set developing, but then you see the other bigs today have came through at certain spots. And then, Gibson, Gaddis have been really good too.
Right. Yeah, and then with Vince, I think this is his sophomore year.
Yes, it sure is.
Yeah, so he'll be gone next year as well as some of the others. So you really got to start developing, like you were saying, Maverick, get all these other players off the bench to be playing.
Well, yeah, and you have to do it by this time of the season as opposed to the beginning of January when you're just getting into league play.
Right.
You've got to start developing because you're right. These guys, half your roster is going to be gone.
Yeah.
And you've got to get the other half ready. And there's Frazier looking for that opening, and there's a 3 in the corner.
Nice.
Bingo. That'd be number 11, Parker Gaddis, who we just talked about.
Yeah, his dad there is in the stands, very happy. I talked to him during halftime, and he's very proud of his son.
Fantastic.
As he should be.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Yeah, Zaid cleans that up. Yeah, for Clackamas, the freshmen this year, Daniel Thiessen, Ryan Gibson, Dwight Dew, who had some good minutes in that first half, Noah Collier, who was in there we talked about, Braden Massey, and Frazier's a freshman, so is Parker Gaddis.
Yeah.
So they have a real nice squad coming back.
Good nucleus coming back.
Yeah, they really do. So he's got the coaching staff's got that on the rise. And for Lane, they're a little more sophomore dominated. Let me see. I see about 3 or 4 freshmen. Yeah, Bigler had some minutes. Jones has been in. Mingledorf's been in. Nick Mack's been in a bit. So not quite as much on the turnaround.
Right.
I'm sure they will find some people because they have, they scour more of that West Coast.
Absolutely. And that's a fine line, too, when you're recruiting. You try to make your roster pretty even, sophomore and freshman. You don't want to dominate all sophomores, and then you have to start all over again.
Yeah, well, but as a coach, too, that things kind of go south once in a while with a player or two, or someone quits, or, there's family things. So there's issues that happen, too.
Right, and you got to keep their grades up, There's requirements. You got to have a minimum GPA and all that.
Oh, wait, there's school?
They're in school, believe it or not.
Wow, I forgot about that. So, yeah, you're totally right on that one. So Jones looking over for Namazi. And he wanted to get the circus in town, but there was no tickets available. But there we go.
And we talk about their school, but Joey Baldwin, an honor student, 3.70 GPA.
Wow.
And Vince Boumann, 3.0 GPA.
Mm-hmm.
And just other players on the team. Clackamas averages over 3 point.
And there was a wonderful athletic move. Chase Zawada Bartolome cans that there, but it's still 83-62 in favor of Clackamas. And as we're looking here, 5 minutes to go, Gary. And it's interesting with the program and the NWAC in general and community college. There's no franchise players and stuff. These guys are in community college to develop their game. I think there's more of a focus on academics and what's the next step in your life? Maybe you can start to take a few here.
Well, and that's why I like NWAC's mantra as coaches. It's about, in their mantra, if you look on their websites, character, competition, and community. Those are 3 great attributes to have.
And we're going to go to Shelby right now. She's got some info. What you got, Shelby?
I do. Clackamas is on fire right now. These guys are so motivated. They're going for threes. They're hitting threes. They're dunking. They're utilizing every single player out there right now, and it's obviously working. So I'm very excited to see how this game will end. Mike and Gary, back to you guys.
Thank you much. Well, I would say things look pretty good as far as a Clackamas victory, because I think the momentum, Lane's never been able to mount that second half charge to this point.
Right.
And Clackamas, when you have someone like Boumann right there, I call him also Seal a Meal, because when you put the machine known as Vince Boumann, it's going to be sealed. He seals you off. He gets to the line.
Yeah, and that's why Vince is at the free throw line so much. That's just a perfect opportunity there, and he's leading in scoring on the team and rebounds and just all around player. And then he's 6 of 8 so far on free throws.
Well, he's been so efficient. He's just efficient every time he gets the ball. And, that's been an important part of it, is just the efficiency that he plays with. So, as we kind of look to what's going on with the conference, we talked about how Clackamas is starting to peak. We talked about how Lane still has the talent. As far as the men in the NWAC, what are you thinking? Who's the lead?
If you look at the polls, Big Bend is number 1 ranked. They're 7-0 in conference, 17-6 overall. Spokane, who was at that number 1 spot, fell down a little bit. They're 6-1 conference, 20-3 overall. Clark College, Vancouver in the Couve, 9-1, 18-4. So those 3 teams have been jockeying for positions. Clark, as you know, started around 7th or 8th and had crept their way up.
Yeah, first time we saw them, that's where they were. They looked pretty good that night.
Yeah, and they're still looking good. And then you got, of course, Lane's number 7 right now, Clackamas number 8. That will probably change after tonight.
Yeah, Clackamas has been rising too.
Right. Yeah.
I think they were just getting votes.
Yeah, exactly. They were the receiving vote category, so they're peaking at the right time as well. So it'll be a dogfight, but definitely I wouldn't count any of those guys out.
Well, and something interesting that Coach Wegner was saying to us about Vince Boumann, he said he hasn't saw a post player with this kind of presence in 20 years. And we're going to go to Shelby right now. What do you got?
Well, I was just in the Titans huddle right now, and obviously Clackamas is in the lead. And so these guys really need to focus on utilizing every single player out there, just like Clackamas is. They need to really work on their defense. They have to put a stop to this if they want to keep progressing in their points, as well as become a lot more offensive in the last time of the game. Back to you guys.
you very much. And yeah, here we go. Lumberjack!
Wow.
Steal.
That basket's still up, though. Wow.
Oh, yeah. It's still moving a little bit, though.
Yeah.
So what I was saying was Coach Wegner was saying there hasn't been a player in the NWAC with this kind of post presence in 20 years, since Brian Scalabrini.
Wow.
It's not a pasta. He's a player. Yeah, he played at Highline Community College for a year. I did not know that before he went to USC, and then was very successful at the NBA for years, earning a couple rings with the Boston Celtics. So when you're comparing Boumann at even a community college level, you know, with someone like Scalabrini, that's fantastic.
Right. Yeah, Coach Wagner was also hinting that, you know, I asked him, where do you think Vincent's going to go to the next level? And he was saying, you know, GNAC has definitely, you know, well, watch this, it looks like an NBA level, but boom. You know, GNAC, he could play probably Pac-12, you know, maybe Big Sky. I mean, the guy's going to have more offers than he knows what to do with.
And Baldwin stroking another 3 while we were singing the praises of Boumann.
Right, right. And then Joey with his, you know, 3 and his 3.7 GPA. And wow, I mean, it's incredible.
Yeah, so Boumann to be compared with someone like that, even at the community college level, is pretty special. So, yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting to see, you know, what develops with him, and yeah, hopefully we can kind of follow him a little bit.
Yeah, and we can say, remember when.
Yeah, exactly. Remember when we gave him his first nickname. So yeah, there's Clackamas with the ball, bringing, you know, playing some bench in there, and like we talked about, they're playing mostly freshmen now, and number 21's in there from Madras. And nice left hand, but up a couple of taps, didn't work. So Lane brings it back.
A little pressure there by the Cougs.
So yeah, 3 minutes to go. It's a 22-point lead. And it seems like Clackamas has kind of met their season scoring average, but Lane has taken a real dip. The first time we saw them, they were dropping about 91 a game. And that's way below their average tonight.
Yeah, Lane averages 95 points a game.
Yeah, they even brought it up.
And holds their opposition to 81. Well, look at Clackamas. They have 88. They're on track for their 92 average and probably more.
Yeah. So I think Lane they just couldn't get the shots to fall, Gary, and yeah, I'm just kind of surprised.
Yeah, well, and you know, I mean, Lane's not out of it. I mean, they'll be right back in it, but just an off night, you know, and their three-legged stool, you know, never materialized.
Yeah, no one could sit down.
Right.
So Thiessen was the one who converted back there, and there's Bigler bringing it back. So as we see the future of Clackamas go down the floor, you know, Coach Wegner's wanting some good offensive sets. And that's another thing, too, because the playing time's so valuable and the teaching time's so valuable. Everything is really set up, and they expect you to run the thing to precision no matter how much time is left, no matter how much the lead is.
Oh, yeah. I mean, both coaches are expecting, I don't care if you're winning or losing, when you're a coach, you want your team to execute and run those plays or sets, you know, as you do in practice. So, yeah, there's no letting go.
Well, yeah, because they're all playing for a role on the squad next year.
Absolutely.
You know, when you get to this point in the game. So it's like, yeah, it's important. So, and I think the coach, that's probably a nice thing to have. You know, the players are, you know, they know it's important. They stay there at the school for their playing time and their development. So they're going to give it a good effort.
Yeah, and even though with, you know, 151 left, 90-68, you know, Lane coach, he's still, you know, talking, hey, we're going to run this, we're going to do this. Come on, guys, let's go in there and at least finish strong for the last 151.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's what you have to do, is try to finish strong, and, you know, something to build on when you have your practice, you know, the day or two after the game, and, you know, what you want to think about first, and then how you want, you know, to attack the next opponent.
Right.
So, yeah, that's a big part of it. So, yeah, 90-68. Yeah, Clackamas came out tonight just on fire.
Yeah. Like I said, they had to start quickly, and they didn't. Maybe that's why Vince started. You know.
No, Vince didn't start.
Oh, he didn't start?
No, he didn't start. He started the second half, but not the first.
Okay.
No, they already had about a 10-point lead when he got in the first half.
That's right.
They just extended another 8 points. There's a jump ball there. And it goes over to
good defense,
Clackamas.
man.
Yeah. Yeah, good defense right there.
I love that, seeing the bench playing good D, because that's the future, and they want to prove to Coach Wagner that he's got something to look forward to.
Yeah, that's what they got to have. And 21, no such luck on that. Lane gets the ball back. Namazi bringing it up. So a minute left, and we're getting to it. Who do you think the player of the game is?
I think that goes without saying. I mean, there's still a lot of good players, but my vote's for Vince.
Yeah, I think so. I liked a few things that Gaddis, Gibson, Massey did, but it all just Vince just was bringing it. He was bringing it again.
And we're talking about who the dark horse contender player would be. I probably would have picked Massey.
Yeah, and I would, but I would say
number 15,
player of the year. I mean,
absolutely.
What I've seen.
Right.
We've seen a few player of the weeks, but
right.
Yeah, we just. To me, you'd have to consider him.
Yeah.
Because just the efficiency of when he's on the floor. I'd love to see the plus-minus stat.
Oh, his efficiency rating, it's got to be really astronomically high. It does.
Oh, yeah. Well, like you said, the field goal percentage, and he's brought his free throw percentage up tonight.
Right.
Yeah, just in the blocks. It's just like, forget about it.
Yeah, so we'll go with Mr. Massey.
Yeah.
No, we're going to go with Mr. Boumann.
Mr. Boumann, the Shaq of the NWAC.
The lumberjack.
Yep.
Player of the game. Number 15.
It was a Boumann attack. So we're going to go to Shelby right now. And we're not going to go to Shelby right now because she's probably going to be pursuing our player of the game.
I'm sure she is.
And she knows it's the lumberjack.
Yeah, actually, she interviewed the lumberjack last time.
That's right. This time we should have had like the bounty package of bounty. It's like, here you go, dude.
Yep.
That's you. So, yep. He's like, get this thing off me. Baldwin was next to him the last time. He's like, hey, you're on the camera. He's just like,
yeah. Joey was saying, hey, look, hey, look. Oh, Vince, you love it. No, and you know it.
No. So yeah, seems like a really, really nice kid, and very efficient on the court. And as Coach Wagner says, just going through life.
Yep.
Going through life.
Enjoying life.
He even hinted he could say he saw that he could go to a 4-year maybe and redshirt a year just to catch up, with the speed of the new college and conference and all that, and then come out there guns blazing. So very interesting. There's so many options for him.
Yeah. Whatever the outcome is, Vince, hey, your future is bright for you.
Yeah, exactly. And there we go, the three, not quite. And the crowd knows the bench is in, so they're really excited to see if they can get on the score, which is always good. Yeah, and a really nice crowd tonight, because remember they were saying with the baseball team gone, the spirit might be gone, but it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good stuff. And you can see there the play before, and that was Namazi getting to the rack. He does a really nice job penetrating for them, especially when they're in the open floor and he can pick his lanes.
Yeah, they'll need him going down the stretch.
Yep, so they're finishing it out. So just a real success tonight for Clackamas, and they're just bringing it. They hit their season average. They held Lane to below theirs, and that's huge, Gary, because when we saw Lane play Clark, it was a very high octane offense. So what do you think Clackamas did on the defensive side of the floor?
I thought on the defensive side of the floor they played well. I thought they reacted well. They were in the right spots at the right time. I thought they blocked out well. And got, of course, when you have Vince, it's kind of hard not to get the boards, but still, they really rebounded well and blocked out, and just really played an all-around good game.
That's good stuff, and like we said, Coach Wagner seems to really be working with the players and stuff. It was good to watch the practice before the game, before the women's game. They had a chance to do that, and he was just in a really good mood, and you could just tell he's just really enjoying life. And it's just like you said, he's just digging it. And there's Duke getting some work on his shoulder. Maybe that's why we didn't see him in the second half, Gary.
Okay, yeah.
Something might have happened there because he had a really nice run. But the depth of Clackamas just kind of got the early lead, but the depth really salted it away.
Yeah.
But like we said, Lane they're going to be there.
Yeah.
You know, they're going to be there no matter what come tourney time.
So Clackamas, improves to 8-3 and 16-8 overall. So I'm sure they'll trade spots with Lane, that 7-8 spot.
Yeah, I think so. So yeah, and looks like we got Shelby's got player of the game. Let's talk to Shelby.
Hey guys, so 21-point win, and you had 3 dunks, I think, out there. I mean, your guys' momentum out there was crazy from the very start of the game all the way to the very end. How do you guys feel?
Well, it sure does feel great. We were tied. Us and Lane, we were tied for second place, and after tonight, we secured the second place in our league. So that was obviously the biggest game of our season so far, and it felt really good to not only get the win, but win by 21 points. So that was huge for us.
Yeah, definitely. And out there, I mean, you guys utilized every single player. I mean, you guys were passing around the perimeter. You were using every single person's strengths out there, which was awesome.
Yeah, I felt like we moved the ball really good. We were unselfish out there, and it led to good shots, and we were able to knock them down. It was just good basketball.
Well, congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Macon Gary, back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Shelby. And that was the funny thing at the halftime. I think it was the women's game. He asked us when we walked by, "Hey guys, what do you think the key is tonight?" What did you tell him, Googs?
I think he must have listened to me because he produced what we were telling him. I think it was more. What else did he say? Because he was wondering.
He said, "What's the key to the game tonight?" And you said. You pointed at him and said, "You are."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was kind of looking like, okay, was he trying to me patronizing him or not? But I said, no, you're the key to the game. I mean, how can you not be?
That was fantastic. I mean, I gave the question to you, and you knocked it out of the park. I set it up, you knocked it down.
Yeah, and he listened.
Well, yeah, and that was the thing. It's just because of the efficiency. Like, what was the stats looking like tonight?
Well, his stats: 22 points. 16 boards. I mean, my word.
Yeah.
And had an assist and so forth. Great game. 6 of 10 from free throw land. But Parker Gallus 18 points. Joey Baldwin 17, and Braden Massey 13 points. And you win a game like this, but you look at it. Braden Massey didn't score those 13 points, it would have been a lot closer game. So their bench really helps out as well.
Well, yeah, on the move, when they brought Baldwin into the starting lineup instead of the bench, I wasn't sure how it was going to play out. Right. But they filled in. Massey kind of filled that role.
And that key thing you had me write down here, or I got to write down here, 15-point lead at 10-26. What would happen when Frazier and Baldwin went out? Mm-hmm. Well, they increased that actually to 18 points when those guys came in. So, kudos to the bench, really.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, very, very complete. So that concludes our here on NSN, and we just appreciate the time. NWAC, thank you for having us, and we will be talking to you next time. Mike Koreski, Gary Akiyama. Good night, everybody.